What's up, gamers? Flex here, and in this video I want to discuss a few news items that have come out this week that have caught my attention. Blizzard has updated their policies as they relate to multi-boxing, Stoneform and the Kyrian Vial have been nerfed in the Castle Nathria raid, and lastly, the quest chain to a new secret pet was discovered and completed. Before we go over all of that, let me just say, if you like this video, please hit like, and if you want to see more from me, please hit subscribe. I'm trying to get these rookie numbers up, and you can catch me streaming irregularly on Twitch at twitch.tv/flexplays_. With the shilling out of the way, let's get into this news. First up are changes that Blizzard is making to their policies surrounding multi-boxing. In an official post put out by Blizzard on November 3rd on worldofwarcraft.com, Blizzard informed players of a change to their policies surrounding third-party input broadcasting software, specifically software which allows a single keystroke or action to be automatically mirrored to multiple game clients, aka multi-boxing software that lets you input one keystroke and automatically mirrors it to all of your other accounts that are logged in. In their original post, Blizzard cited seeing an increasingly negative impact to the game as this software is used to support botting and automated gameplay. So they've decided to consider using this kind of software as a, quote, actionable offense, which they say they believe is in the best interests of the game and the community. They then talk about how they're going to roll the policy out sort of slowly, issuing warnings, escalating to account-wide action, including losing your account. They finished the post saying, "We strongly advise you to cease using this type of software immediately to maintain uninterrupted access to World of Warcraft." So what's the gist? They haven't exactly banned multi-boxing. Owning multiple accounts and playing them at the same time is absolutely still allowed. And Blizzard clarified this in a follow-up post after the response they received to this initial post seemed to people to be saying that, or they felt it was unclear. I will also link this follow-up post in the description, but basically it directly addresses the question, is multi-boxing allowed? And Blizzard says multi-boxing or playing multiple World of Warcraft accounts at once is not a violation of our terms of use. Please note, however, that use of input broadcasting software may result in account penalties. So they're not specifically banning you from having more than one account. They still want your money. That doesn't break the game necessarily. They're just making it so that one person can't control 40 characters at once from one keyboard and mouse with just one keystroke. Having your keystrokes mirrored like that provided people with an unfair advantage in world PvP and in resource gathering. I think this is a really smart solution that directly addresses negative player experience surrounding multi-boxing without being unnecessarily authoritarian and just shutting down multi-boxing. We can't ignore that there's a monetary component to this. Of course, Blizzard benefits from people having multiple accounts, but the degradation to player experience must be hitting their bottom line in a noticeable way, or it could just be a good guy move. Either way, multi-boxing will never be the same again. Moving on, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about how the Russian guild Exorcist faction changed their entire guild to alliance in order to take advantage of the dwarven racial Stoneform in Castle Nathria. Well, them faction changing like that apparently caught Blizzard's attention. Just today, Blizzard has implemented some back-end changes to some of the bleeds in Castle Nathria, rendering Stoneform useless for getting around them. Previously, using Stoneform, you were able to remove pretty much all of these dots you see listed here, which are all boss mechanics. But now you can see there are only 4 of these debuffs left where Stoneform is going to be of any assistance. The Kyrian Vial of Serenity and Klea's Ascendant Soulbind trait are also impacted by these changes. Previously, the Vial with the Soulbind trait would not only remove bleeds that are currently on you, but it would make you immune to them to begin with for a short duration. So you could preemptively use the Vial and not receive the upfront damage from the dot, in addition to avoiding the dot's periodic damage. Referencing this chart again, you can see that some abilities you're able to avoid the dot damage only, while not being able to avoid the upfront damage. Some abilities it will still immune all of the damage, but for 5 of these boss abilities, including the 2 bleeds on the Stone Legion Generals fights, one of the main impetuses for taking Stoneform and Vial of Serenity into Castle Nathria, neither of those abilities affects either of those bleeds in any capacity now. To implement this change, Blizzard just removed the mechanic bleeding attribute from some of these boss spells. By doing this, they didn't have to alter the spells themselves. They just made it so that Stoneform and the Kyrian Vial don't interact with these spells anymore. This is a smart balancing change where they didn't say, okay, now we have to rework those abilities. They just made it so that they don't function in this one specific circumstance where they were providing an unfair advantage. You could argue that racial abilities should provide you a circumstantial advantage, but completely circumventing or negating a boss ability in a raid seems a little bit much. So I agree with this change, and I'm glad to see it go through. Sorry, Exorcist. Our last bit of news, a secret purple Murloc battle pet has been found out in the Grizzly Hills. I will post a link to the Wowhead article in the description of this video. It gives you a really easy walkthrough. It's a pretty simple quest chain, just a matter of finding the Murloc who drops the scale that gives you the initial quest, and everything after that is pretty much just following quest hand-ins. It is definitely worth having an underwater mount when you do this. There are lots of underwater portions, and they take place in fatigue zones actually, so having the extra speed makes a big difference. You could do it on a druid as well, as you'll have aquatic form that way. Either way, you definitely want a way to move fast underwater instead of just swim speed, or you probably won't make it through the fatigue portions without dying several times. Collect some crab meat, some special kelp, complete a pet battle, defeat the great Muakin, Makura as part of the quest, and you will receive Glimmer's cracked egg and your purple Murloc battle pet. Dunzo. This was just a little time killer. I did it with my wife and another guildie. Didn't take too long, and now we have fun little purple Murloc battle pets to remember this experience by. Memories. Well, that's it for this news roundup. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative, and I appreciate your viewership. Until next time, I'm Flex. Game on.